Hello and welcome to Thought for August the 17th. Our readings are 1 Kings chapter 12, Jeremiah chapter 38 and Mark chapter 12. And our thought is, Jeremiah sank in the mud. Jeremiah's tests of faith now reach new heights. But God had prepared him for this, just as he did with Abraham. For we recall his increasing tests of faith. The king's officials had pressured the king, and they said to him, "Let this man be put to death, for he is weakening the hands of the soldiers who are left in this city." Chapter 38, verse 4. And the king said, "Behold, he is in your hands, for the king can do nothing against you." Verse 5. Sounds rather similar to the power of the people today. Governments do what the masses want. So they took Jeremiah and they cast him into the cistern, letting Jeremiah down by ropes. And there was no water in the cistern, but only mud, and Jeremiah sank in the mud, we read in verse 6. Help came from an unexpected quarter, and undoubtedly it was the Lord's doing. The Almighty had indicated to Jeremiah that he would be preserved when he caused him to buy the field that is at Anathoth, chapter 32, verse 7. So he knew there was a future for him. And at that time Jeremiah prayed, "O great and mighty God, whose name is the Lord of hosts, great in counsel and mighty in deed, whose eyes are open to all the ways of the children of men, rewarding each according to his ways." Verses 18 and 19. The unexpected source of help for Jeremiah was an Ethiopian, Ebed-melech by name. He said to the king, "These men have done evil in that all they did to Jeremiah." Chapter 38, verse 8. And as a result, he took old rags and worn-out clothes, which he let down to the cistern by ropes. We read in verse 11. And with the help of 3 others, Ebed-melech pulled him out, possibly at some personal risk. The chapter ends by telling us Jeremiah remained in the court of the guard until the day that Jerusalem was taken. And these events compare with the parable we read today in Mark 12 about the tenants in the vineyard and how they mistreated the owner's servants. For example, they struck one on the head, some they beat, and some they killed. Verses 4 and 5. We wonder if some remember the life of Jeremiah as Jesus told this parable. So what will the owner of the vineyard do? We read in verse 9. We know the answers. And after that, he will give the vineyard to others, we read in verse 9. May we be among the others. Let us daily seek his counsel and appreciate his grace and blessings. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, knowing that Word to be a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.